Hey, all. Thanks for joining me today as we take a look at another DMCA topic. I'm Rick Chapo. I am with DMCAagentservice.com. We provide third-party DMCA agents to website and app owners who want to comply with the law, but don't want to see their personal information listed online for the public to peruse. So today we are looking at the question of what is a designation of DMCA agent? And this is actually a fairly straightforward answer, but it confuses a lot of people because, quite frankly, there's some people out there that are using the wrong verbiage in relation to the DMCA. So let's clear things up. So the DMCA, just to make sure we're on the same page, copyright law in the United States, federal law, been around since 1998. If you are a website or app owner, you should love this law. You should drop to the ground, onto your knees, give thanks to whatever God, tree, person, whoever you pray to, because this is a beautiful law that helps you immensely. Now, why is that? Well, under the DMCA, as a website or internet-connected app, you are granted immunity. Yes, immunity from copyright infringement claims based on content uploaded by your users. So let's look at an example. Let's say that you have a forum on sports, and one of your users uploads a photograph of Tom Brady at the Super Bowl, holding up the Super Bowl trophy and celebrating the win for those bastards, the Patriots. Well, the individual who took that photo is undoubtedly a professional photographer, and they own the copyright to that. They automatically own it when they take it and create the photo. And as you can imagine, they're probably not going to be too happy to see it being used without they're receiving a good bit of money. And so they would probably want to bring a copyright infringement lawsuit. Now, the question is, can they sue you as the person offering the forum? And under the DMCA, the answer is no, because you have that immunity. And the reason that there's immunity is that the DMCA was enacted in 1998 when the internet was just a baby from a commercial perspective, and they were trying to create an environment where interactive websites would not get crushed by copyright infringement lawsuits. Because if you think of a site like Facebook or something of that sort, well, they get thousands and thousands of DMCA takedown notices, every week, essentially copyright complaints, if you will. And if the DMCA didn't exist, well, how many of those would turn into lawsuits? And, they would have just been crushed before they ever got up off the ground, and none of us would know what a like was or who Mark Zuckerberg was. And, well, wait a minute, that might be a good thing. But I digress. So anyways, it is a beautiful law for you. This protects you. And you should be very happy about it. Now, you're probably thinking, is there a catch? And the answer is yes, because there's always a catch. And in this case, the catch is you have to go through a compliance process whenever a complaint comes in. Now, these complaints are called DMCA takedown notices. But when they come in, you then have to go through a process that's detailed in the DMCA. It's simple. It's simple. Don't even begin to worry about it. You can go online and read articles on it. It's just a very, step-by-step timeline kind of process. Not a big deal, not difficult at all. But you do have to follow the compliance process. And if you do not, then you lose the immunity. So what does all this have to do with the DMCA agent? Well, the agent is part of the compliance process. So if we go back to our example, Tom Brady picture, photographer is not happy. The photographer under the DMCA must submit what's called a DMCA takedown notice to the site. It's basically a copyright complaint. Now, a very simple question for you. Where does he send it? And the answer is the website or the app must designate a DMCA agent. And the purpose for this person is to act as essentially the face of that online platform, and they receive the complaints. And so the complaints come into the agent, and then the agent either hands them off to you, or if you're the agent, you process it or what have you. Now, who can be the agent? And the answer is anybody. So if it's your website or app, can you be the agent? Yes, you can. However, almost nobody does that. Almost everybody uses a third party, whether it be their lawyer or a service like ours, DMCAagentservice.com. We're $70 a year, so it's not exactly a budget killer. And the reason for that is that DMCA requires that you list the name, address, phone number, and email address of the agent on your app or website in an area readily available to the public. You'll go to websites, you'll often see a link in the footer that says DMCA or copyright or abuse. And if you click on those, you'll see the information for the agent. The agent's information is also included in an online database maintained by the Copyright Office. And so anybody can go there, type in the name of your site or your app, and they'll see the agent information. So who cares? Well, at a minimum, you're going to get a lot of spam and sales calls. We get sales calls like you would not believe. And the funny thing is they keep calling even though we tell them we're a third-party service and we're really not interested in the septic treatment. They just keep calling. We're on the list. It drives you batty. Spam, of course. Yeah, we get tons of spam as well. But if that's not enough to annoy you, then you also have to consider the simple fact that, of 99 of all the people that come to your site or your app, I'm sure 99% are outstanding individuals. But that other 1%, stalkers, quote unquote fans, people wearing hockey masks and having, a collection of machetes. You can, picture in your mind whatever little horror story you want to picture. Do you really want to deal with those people showing up wherever your office is? What if you work from home? Do you want random people online knowing where you live? I think I saw a movie on this. The answer for most people is no. No, you do not want that information out there. And so using a third-party service, is very common. Let's just put it that way. So once you select your agent, whoever it is, at that point, we get to the point where we're looking at a designation of DMCA agent. Now, what that means, the word designation is a poor choice. What it essentially means is that you have to register your agent with the Copyright Office. And so you'll go to the Copyright Office, you'll open a general account with the Copyright Office, and then inside of that, you'll go in, you'll log in again, and then you fill out a bunch of applications, not a bunch, but a number of pages of applications. What are your properties? What's the agent's information? What's the business's information? So on and so forth. And then you submit all that and you pay this incredible fee of $6. And then it all goes in and it's usually approved pretty quickly. Now, when you're submitting these forms, just keep in mind, they're just forms. They're not a test or anything. This isn't like your driver's test at the DMV or something. You don't need to know anything. You just need the information so you can submit, the basic contact information for your agent and all the stuff that, is going to be shown online. So it's not that difficult or anything. But that's what we're talking about when we say designate an agent. Now, with our service, for instance, with DMCAagentservice.com, we have a master account with the Copyright Office. So we handle the designations for all of our clients. We even pay the $6 fee because we're that nice. But it simplifies things for clients, and your lawyer, could obviously do it as well. The important thing to understand, though, is that you have to do it. You have to register with the Copyright Office. There have been cases where people have listed a DMCA agent on their site, but have not registered them with the Copyright Office, and the court has waived the immunity. It's terminated the immunity. So you absolutely need to take this step. Very, very, very important. Not difficult, but just make sure you do it. So what is a designation of DMCA agent? It's essentially the registration of the agent with the Copyright Office. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below and I'll be happy to answer them. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you did not, I feel shame. Obviously, given the nature of our business, we post a lot of videos on the DMCA, so feel free to subscribe to our channel. If you have questions, you might go visit our homepage on YouTube because we've done already quite a few videos on the DMCA and the answers might already be there. So anyways, thank you for watching. Have yourself a good one.